3 MP.
Alright, so my plan is to gear up for the King Slime. Before I get, like, decimated by any more enemies, I'm gonna try to get some resources to hopefully be able to fight King Slime. It's not hard, it's just annoying at an early game. Okay, well then in that case it is just hard, but, you know. Oh, the gnome! Are you... embarrassing. What the hell? I got fucking murked by a gnome, dude. Stool. A house! Well, I'm trying to think of what's been happening today. Oh, we went shopping. Oh, that's a story. Okay, so I went to the store today with my grandpa because the only person that has a car and can drive me around Costa Rica is my grandpa. So I went to the store with him and with my sister-in-law, and so he's going around and he's like, he's trying to like read me off like a shopping list, and I'm like, okay, we don't need to be like, don't need to like read this off to me. I'm like, just grab your own cart and I'll grab my own. I'll buy my groceries that I want and you'll buy the ones you want. Anyway, so he's filling his stuff up, and eventually he's done getting all like the furniture items and he needs to get food, and I'm like, okay, we will like, okay, it's like, so I was like, okay, we'll wait for you to get food as well. And because his cart was full of furniture items, instead of like just taking my cart, which was filled with like 2 pieces of meat, some bread, and like other shit, he decides to grab like a 3rd cart. And at some point I like should have just said like, no, let's just put stuff in my cart. But like, so I'm like in the store and I'm like sitting next to him like awkwardly, and eventually he's like, I finally like, because of the checkout, because after like 20 minutes of walking around the store and wheeling around like 3 carts, I was like, dude, you've gotten 2 like items of food, just use my cart. And then he was like, well, okay. I was like, why did you not think of that like, first off, I should have said it earlier, but I was like, why did your first instinct was to grab another cart so we look like even more stupid American tourists, you know, driving around with 3 carts in a superstore, and like one of them is not even full and the other one has like 4 items of food. I don't know what to tell you, man. Also, magic mirror, and we didn't even have to struggle for that. Holy crap! Dude's attacking! I should have failed. That was cringe of me. I should have failed. Oh, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna quickly build myself a house here. I remember I was in Boy Scouts, and we're doing this like economy badge, which like we had to talk about like this guy who I think worked like an office job would sit us down and talk about like investments. And dude, one time he was talking about like saving, right? Because, you know, that's pretty important when you're an adult, is to save, right? And he's talking about like, you know, he's like, it's like, let's say you're in a family and you need like money on food. How can you skimp on like your food but still have like a comfortable life and still save money? And I was like, oh, easy, like a good meal to have that is like very what's it, as you know, good proteins and stuff is like rice and beans. And this fucker is like, yeah, but what if I want something less savory for breakfast? And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you were asking me to save money, and you're like, well, what if I don't want you to save money? What if you have to spend more money to what, have like fucking waffles for breakfast? I don't know, man. Loggling up. Why can I not exit the minecarts anymore? what sort of muscle memory did I have before that I do not anymore that has been, like, what has changed? What have I been doing that has caused this? Hell yeah, okay. Skeleton dead, we got 1 gold. 1 gold! Yeah, 1 gold! Okay. You and me, pal. One of us is going down. Yo! We killed him! Holy crap! Dude, I feel so goddamn powerful. I feel like I work at Blizzard, and I'm also a game developer, man. I feel so, like, you know that feeling we have when when you become a game developer, and that common shared feeling that we all have. It's actually what they call a social fact or whatever. What we need to do is we need to farm like lots of wood, and then I think we can just literally build up. I was consulting the strategy guide, and I didn't get really much of a strategy other than to explore planets. Honestly, we don't really need most of this until like bosses. Even then, I'm gonna be real with you, I don't like using potions during bosses because it requires me to like spend 20 minutes farming for fucking potions, which, like, name one guy who likes that. People can deal with fishing. People can do with, like, many other like, you know, full, like, grinding for the Rod of Discord, but, dude, when it comes to, like, getting, the herbs for potions, I fucking hate that shit. There's nothing better you can do. Like, you can, like, grind, I guess, to get better stuff, but, like, you have to wait for the things to grow. I don't like doing that. I wanna do something. There's only so many, like, 1 hour long, like, political essays I can listen to before I run out of them. Or at least good political essays. I tend to be very, picky on the stuff I listen to. Mostly because you can get some, like, I hate the slop ones. Not slop. There's a type of, like, archetype of, like, video essay, a political video essay at most, that's like someone talks sad into a camera for like an hour and a half, and dude, I guess like in reality, yeah, it's like what you're talking about is quite sad, but man, I just I want something like less depressing, you know? I want a more like upbeat type of deal. It's why I like H Bomber Guy whenever he releases a video. Why haven't people just tried stacking blocks under themselves in real life? You know what I'm saying? You've got like this like unachievable like destination. And the easiest way to do it is by, you know, stacking blocks on top of each other. Because we've made skyscrapers. What happens if they just make like a giant ass pillar, you know, into the sky? I guess I should know what would happen. It would kind of just like bend and eventually like snap. It's also kind of, you know, I think about like the story, like you know, the Tower of Babel, you know, where like people were trying to reach the heavens, and God was like, "What the fuck? Dude, why'd you do that?" And then he destroyed their fucking tower. I think God should do that again. He's really slack. You know, back in the day, people did one stupid thing and God would drown the fucking earth. But now, these days, he's doing nothing. Really all I'm saying is God should just smite more billionaires. That's really what I'm getting at. God should just strike down thunder on all billionaires right now. I know that's one of the interesting things about the real world is that, like, we don't know the exact size of the universe. And I remember as a kid, like, the way I thought the universe was is that it was just, like, infinitely big. Which in my mind meant that, like, there is a planet out there that's exactly the same like this one and is doing the exact same thing as me. I wonder what the one planet version, like, of me that's a girl is like, you know what I'm saying? Not because I want to be a girl. It's just, like, it would be, like, a curious, like, sort of, like, what would their life be like? Maybe we could just literally be the exact same person. But except, like, my name is, like, they added, like, Ina at the end of it, you know what I'm saying? You know? Oh, slimes! Oh, but he jumps to his death. Tragic, but deserving. I've had a dream before. Oh, no! No! This is where I die, this is where I die, this is where I don't die. Because I think positive thoughts only. The pessimist almost won, but I, the optimist, fought back. With determination. Oh, there's a life crystal in here. I think there's a life crystal in here. Yes, sir! There was a life crystal in there. Oh man, oh, that's another thing. I've watched all of Breaking Bad. I've become whatever term there is for Breaking Bad fans. Chicanery fans? I've become like a breaker. A batting head. I don't know. But I've become somebody. It was a good show. I actually enjoyed it a lot. Dude, what the heck? Cheap viewers. Oh my god. That's crazy, dude. Moderator permission. There we go. Alright, we're banning that guy. And you ever think those bots that advertise for free viewers ever advertise to like a big streamer by accident? Because I do believe that like they might have some like filter that like, you know, that like prevents them from doing that. But yeah, I have to think that like every once in a while maybe something gets slipped through the cracks and it isn't able to judge it, and it just like some streamer gets like with like 12,000 people gets like you want free viewers? I think I'm gonna try to watch more maybe Better Call Saul. Well, I've started watching it. I've actually watched the first season of it. Okay, so I originally watched like the first season way long ago. I think back in God, was it 21? I know it was sometime when Better Call Saul was ending. Because I remember that actually being like something I heard about. But what I remember is like, so I had a job at a lifeguarding job at like a pool in like the middle, and I mean like middle of nowhere. And on days when it rained, because it was like a middle of nowhere pool, nobody ever showed up. Yeah, I think only once I actually had like someone show up to like, or people stay at the pool while it was like raining. But like 90% of the time, if it's raining out, you bet your ass that nobody's showing up today, right? So when it was raining out, I would go into my like car and I just watch Better Call Saul. And so like, I think one day I got paid for like 6 hours of work, where like 5 of those hours were literally just watching Better Call Saul. It was a great job. It was a great summer job. Let's see. Don't do that! Holy shit! Oh my god. Oh my god. We're gaming. Holy crap. We just don't have good weapons. Yo! And this doesn't look to be trapped at all. Yes, sir! It wasn't trapped at all. And life crystals. We're getting hell fast, dude. This is pretty cool. And I have a lot of cash. Jesus, I didn't realize how much cash I was storing. 7 increased damage. Enemies that take damage inflicted with crumbling? Ooh, that one kicks ass. I'm taking that. Whoa, I cannot think. I need to upgrade my pickaxe. I don't have wood, so it's not gonna give me that. Let me find out. Let me craft some wood real quick. Cool. And then I don't have enough for armor, gold armor. If I didn't make a gold pickaxe, I would have had enough. Unfortunate. Okay, well, I think that's all the time I have though tonight. Alright.